In a perfect relationship, but falling for someone else? I have been in a relationship with my boyfriend I met at high school for about 4 to 5 years. We're perfect together in every sense, in terms of interests, intellect, communication, and future plans. Everything has been flawless and we've been able to bear through all our ups and downs perfectly. The only caveat we'd say is that since we're attending different universities, we're unable to meet each other in person. We'd meet about twice a year or so, and we're completely satisfied making the best out of the little opportunities we get. I've never for once thought about the lack of his presence or intimacy because we know we'll make up for it when we eventually move in. We compensate well by constantly being in touch via texts, calls and pictures. He's very respectful and committed, and flawlessly meets all my needs and expectations in a man. However, I recently met a co-worker from the same uni as me. He's a really kind, good-hearted person. We got insanely close over a very short span of barely 2 months, and were touchy with each other, too many hugs, hand-holding, more than I'd like to admit. One day, he ended up confessing his feelings to me. He also admitted that he was unsure about a relationship at this point as he felt he hasn't fixed his issues from his past relationship. That's when I realized I was attracted to this guy too. I felt extremely guilty for letting myself go this far. How could I even think of looking at another man? I couldn't think of breaking my boyfriend's heart. But I gave in. We ended up agreeing on working through these issues together while in the relationship. We hit it off really well the first couple weeks. But soon, he started avoiding me in person, and procrastinated on returning texts. A week or two later, I confronted him about it. He revealed to me that he felt his issues have started creeping in. He's scared of the commitment, and said that he needed to fix that before he should be in one. However, he still says that he loves me and wants to stay friends as he didn't want to leave me in a state of hurt because of his issues. I feel broken. I realize how fucked up this is and how many lines I have crossed. I know I will be bashed for cheating and I accept it. I realize how bad it is to cheat, and I am extremely guilty. I was brought up in a household of cheating parents and I know how much that hurts. Yet I don't realize why I betrayed my partner despite him being the best partner I could ever ask for. I don't realize why I did that despite knowing too well how it hurts. I've been cheated upon in past relationships too. I've had absolutely no complaints with my boyfriend, but why did I falter? It breaks me to even think of hurting him, and yet I'm doing it without him realizing. From a logical standpoint, I knew all along that my co-worker, though very fun to be with, will not be as compatible with me as my actual boyfriend. But I let my emotions get the better of me. I'm starting to feel like my boyfriend isn't as attractive as my co-worker anymore. I'm not sure if it is a result of the attraction. On one hand, I want to drop this, but on the other, I feel the urge to pursue my co-worker. Even though I don't see a future with this person in the long term as much as how I see it with my boyfriend, the voices in my head tell me I can work it out. There's no way to avoid contact with my co-worker at work either. I feel miserable in every way. I really can't think about losing my boyfriend. But the urge to pursue my co-worker seems to be growing even after we've decided to not continue the relationship. I realize how many lines I've crossed and I've been beating myself up over it every day ever since he confessed to me. I am unable to think straight. My boyfriend is too good and I don't think I'll find a person like him ever again. How did I think of liking another guy when my boyfriend has been so great? I feel like I'm blinded by this new attraction. I will completely accept it if you want to bash me. I deserve it. But it'd be very helpful if you could also talk some sense into me and help me find a way out of this mess. I'm acutely aware of how bad my mistakes are. I really need someone to point out what is wrong with me and why I'm doing it. One reason I am thinking of is the lack of physical closeness with my boyfriend. I really need some thoughts and advice on how to go about this rationally. Story 2. Me and my partner are incompatible, but whenever I try to break up he convinces me not to. Me and my partner have been dating for 5+ years. He is a good guy and has never raised his voice at me and is very good at conflict resolution. We both love animals although he has allergies. We started our careers together and have supported each other through challenges. However, outside of that it doesn't really feel like we are compatible on any other metric. I'm a very adventurous person and he is much more cautious. In previous arguments he claims that we balance each other out. Sometimes he does save me from getting into trouble, but it does feel like he really dampers out the fun. Whenever I plan an event I think we will enjoy he expresses his dread. I want him to be able to voice his true emotions, but also I think the fact the things I enjoy he really struggles to even want to do, is just a fundamental incompatibility. This year for my birthday I wanted to throw a party, but because of social commitments prior to that weekend that he had to go to, I knew he didn't want to have people over, so I chose to do nothing. He didn't do anything for my birthday either other than taking me to brunch, but I was the one that paid for it. Today I wanted to see if he might want to go somewhere for Christmas break, and he said he was tired and in the moment didn't think he'd want to go. Previously we have been unable to go on any trips because he takes too long to decide to go, and then it's too late to do anything once he decides. Recently we actually talked before going to bed, and it was nice. I let him know it made me happy. Since then he has not really made an effort to talk to me, even though I expressed it makes me happy, and I asked him about it and he just said he can't talk for an hour before bed evening before going on his phone. We do things for each other every day. He will fetch me things if a cat is on my lap, get my morning coffee, wake me up. But it feels more like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and not much beyond that. Like we are roommates who care about each other's well-being. I'm just so hurt and confused. He knows I am not happy, but chooses to not do things that make me happy because they are a detriment to him. Every time I try break up with him he somehow convinces me things aren't as bad as they seem and that our opposite opinions balance each other out. With the problems he'll say he noted them or tell me I haven't given him enough time to change his behavior. I feel so trapped and depressed by this. I try my best to find things I enjoy about this arrangement, but it feels more like I'm just trying because I can't seem to properly break up when I try. I also have to resort to just pretending I'm not in a relationship sometimes because it makes me feel happier. I have a parent that was not mentally stable and often took it out on my other parent. It makes me really doubt myself in romantic relationships, and generally when the other person sounds more confident about what they are saying I really end up doubting myself. How do I figure out if I actually want to leave? How do I become so sure that I don't get convinced out of it again? Comment. You need a plan. You live separately, right? Break up over the phone. Prepare a speech that begins with "Please don't interrupt me until I have finished speaking." If he doesn't comply, immediately hang up and text him to say the relationship is over and you want to go, no contact. Then delete and block on everything. Tell your friends and family. Don't answer the door if he comes round. If he won't leave you alone, call the police and say he is harassing you. Then get some therapy. You know this is the right thing for both of you. I'm gonna be the designated asshole here and say that y'all need to imagine your future if you decide you need to listen to every jackass who wants you to act against your own best interest. Nothing in your relationship is going to change and nothing is going to get better. He's not somehow convincing you. You have decided that your crappy boyfriend's opinion is more important than your own. You super obviously want to leave. But it seems like you're waiting for your crappy boyfriend to agree with you. That is not going to happen, and you do not need anyone else's permission. Spending your life depending on crappy people to act in your best interest is a bad idea. I am going to do the super cliched Reddit thing and recommend therapy because this isn't just about the relationship, it's about not having the fundamental confidence that your life, at least when it comes to relationships, is something you can control. So you're letting whoever you're with control the relationship. This can go very, very bad. Way worse than your current guy. Therapy can honestly help with this and give you the tools to be more confident in your own decision making and also to protect yourself from being taken advantage of.